Yeah.
So let's get to the other question. Probably you can get through it really fast. And before this, Dr. Edmund asked whether EPF is considered cash or not.
EPF is considered cash or not?
Yeah,
To me, I'll classify EPF is more towards bonds because
bonds.
the returns probably about 5%, 6%. But to me, I'll classify as worse than bonds. Actually, I have another slide where I talk about dead
Yep.
money and money that is alive. Dead money is money that you cannot spend until a certain age. Like to me, I'm 32 this year. EPF money, yes. To me, EPF money are generally dead because we can't touch it until we are 55. So to me, its value is worth lesser than compared to an equivalent amount that we can use or allocate elsewhere. So some people they say, oh, they put in EPF because they got tax benefits. But to me, like, let me give you an example like me. I'm 32 years old. So even if I own a company and I pay tax, I pay EPF to myself. Yes, I save on tax. But then the thing is, the tax is not the only point of view. Tax is not the only equation. Let me give you an example for numbers. I have put in numbers. If my tax rate is at 26%, which is the highest level, and every amount I put in EPF, I can save 26%. But then again, I'm sending my money to jail for the next, 28 years. Because by then maybe the EPF will be 60-year-old already. Maybe now already 60-year-old, me can withdraw or something like that.
Yeah.
So
You can
by
only
then,
take out about
the next,
30% for your housing loan if you have a housing loan.
yeah, correct. So but 70% of your money got stuck until you're 60-year-old or something like that. Hopefully by then it's not 65, but even at 60, I think it's so bad because to me I'm only 32, you see. So it's like I'm sending my money to jail for the next 23 years or 28 years. I cannot touch it. I can see it, I cannot touch it. I cannot borrow money. I cannot buy properties and pay. I can pay very little on money on properties on that. I can touch 30%. The 70% cannot touch. I cannot buy stocks in a way that I can leverage like what I'm doing with my own cash. And that all in exchange for 1 year of tax benefit is 26%. Of course, the next year, if I repeat the process, I can earn 26%. But next year, I'm sending the new money to the jail for the next 22 to 27 years again. And if I do it on the following year, I'll be sending the next year's money to jail again for the next 20 years to 25 years. I just don't like my money being in jail. I want flexibility. Yeah. To me, flexibility is very important. Likewise, if you ask any businessman, the main reason why business collapse is not because they are running at a loss. The main reason why business collapse is because they cannot turn over their cash. They sell their products, but then they cannot get back the cash, and then they have to pay back to their creditor, so they collapse bankrupt. So to me, liquidity is very important. Top priority is liquidity, and sending money to jail is removes our liquidity. It converts our money that is alive to dead. So like the recent PRS, I'm not a huge fan of it because my money, I'm sending money that is alive to jail for the next 20-something years, unless I am 50-something year old. If this year I'm talking to you and I'm 54, then to me I'm okay. I don't mind sending my money to jail for 1 year.
Yeah, but I think in fact it's okay, because PRS, if you put in, then let's say you save 26% of tax immediately, and then the next year you withdraw it, you do it in December, and then next year January, after maybe 1 week or so, then you take it out, you have to pay a 8% penalty, right? So, but 8% minus 26% is still a plus for you, right?
Not really. In PRS, actually you can only withdraw 30% of the money. The 70% you cannot withdraw. They have two accounts, account 1 and account 2. So you
Same
can
like
only
EPF.
withdraw out. Yes, correct. You can only withdraw out the money in account 2. Yes, they charge you 8%, but only on the account 2 only. The account 1, you cannot touch also. So 70% of your money still goes to jail. But if you're 54-year-old, then it's different. If you're 54-year-old, you send to jail for 1 year, after that you take it out, wow, you get 26%. On top of that, you get whatever returns from there. It's wow. So it depends on my age. Right now, I'm too young, sending my money to jail for too long, and the tax benefit is way too low. Because if I get 26%, but then my money is stuck there for 28 years. If you average it out, it's probably about less than 1% of tax benefits I'm getting. So and furthermore, to me the EPF return isn't that good, and to me I can get my better return elsewhere. So to me, 1% isn't worth it.
Yeah. So for those of you, if you don't know how to make good use of your money, then probably getting the tax relief is a very easy move lah. It's like you do it and you can save immediately. But if you know what to do with your money, you know how to invest it, you know how to roll it to become giving you a even better, much more better return, then you should definitely do it on your own. Don't send your money to jail, right?
Yes, correct. So there are three factors to consider for PRS. Whether should you put in PRS? The first consideration that you should consider is your age to retirement. Age to official retirement age. Not your retirement age, it's your official retirement age. So for now, probably it's 60-year-old. So I think 60-year-old is a good number. So like for me, I'm 32. So I'm 32 to 60, it will take my money is stuck 28 years. So to me, the longer the money got stuck, the less attractive it becomes. Like probably if I'm Dr. Emma's age or probably I'm senior age, then my years towards 60-year-old is less shorter. Then to me, it becomes more and more attractive. So the first consideration is years towards 60-year-old. The second consideration is your tax rate. The tax rate, of course, in a sense, if your tax rate is higher, then of course it becomes more worth it. But if your tax rate is low, then it becomes less attractive. Probably the EPF consideration is EPF or PRS. EPF or PRS, both are the same thing.
Okay.
EPF or PRS.
Years towards retirement and your current tax bracket. And what about the third one?
The third one is your alternative. If you do not put your money in PRS, what do you do with the money? So if your alternative is to spend it off or to go try your luck in Genting, then you better put in PRS or EPF or some men you know, when they got money on hand, then their hands start to get itchy, then they can go find some China dolls. Then for their family's sake, they better put in PRS. But if your alternative is FD, then I think EPF or PRS is still better. But if your alternative is you know how to grow your money at a rate which probably earning you about 10-15% a year, then probably you might not need that. And of course, probably another fourth consideration is your discipline. Whether are you disciplined or not to set aside the money, which probably falls inside your alternative. Because some people, when they set aside money every month and they don't see it, then they spend lesser. But then if they don't set aside, then they spend it off with it. The discipline also is important.
Yeah, in fact, undeniably, you see now the retiree, most of them they have the majority of the fund is in the EPF for majority of the people.
Yes.
So in fact, discipline really play a really big role here.
Yeah. In fact, you can see actually one of the main reasons why people cannot retire is because of their lack of discipline. That is why EPF becomes the huge portion of their assets, which they do not have any portion elsewhere. So this already shows that if they did not set aside money, or they are not forced to set aside money, they don't have much money than we do. So that's very bad. Discipline is a mandatory. If you decide to be rich one day or be wealthy, it's a must-have. You must have discipline. Of course, you must have more than just discipline. You must have knowledge, passion, and doing business and reading books and so forth. But discipline is a mandatory as a must.